like to call this meeting to order of the Water Wastewater Commission meeting Monday, July 28th at 6 p.m. Cheryl, would you please call the roll?
Sure. Kristen Jones.
Here.
And Chad Martin.
Here.
Alex Selkirk.
Here.
John Bailey.
Here.
We have a quorum. AC Brown's not present. Sorry.
Moving right along then, I believe all your minutes from the last meeting and the special call meeting have been sent to you. Unless there's any additions or questions or need any correction, may I have a motion that we approve?
Make a motion to approve last month's minutes.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion with a second. Would you call for a vote?
Mr. Jones.
Yes.
Mr. Martin.
Yes.
Mr. Selkirk.
Yes.
Mr. Bailey.
Yes.
All right, it is approved. This time, would we like to add any agenda additions? All right, moving right along, financial update, Tom?
Okay, first is the gallons of water sold. I believe you all have a copy of this, but if not, it's on the
I've
screen.
seen it.
Gallons of water sold. Kind of running, as far as the trend line is concerned, a little flat. I mean, it's not enormously going up, but we are having a little bit of a dry spell, so I'm kind of wondering how the next month will look as far as what you're selling. You would have an idea of that. Is your usage, your distribution going up this month?
Pete, we making more water?
We're making more water.
Good.
Hopefully we're buying less, but we're making more. I
Okay.
haven't seen the report from the meter yet, but I suspect that usage is,
First person to know will be the water plant, because they're having to produce a little more.
the last couple of weeks, we've been averaging about 10 hours a day running. So we're running time going up.
Yes, we're selling more.
So we would be looking at, due to the fact that it's enormously hot out there, and I know I'm using more water, so I would assume that that will peak up a little bit. As far as June water sales to June, this is all Junes, June 18, 19, June 20, June 21. You see what the trend for June has been. We had one little peak up in 24, and right now in 25, June is down, but I believe you'll see a little bit of a different scale when you look at July. As far as your water accounts are concerned, still an increase in 8-year growth over in the water side, and you also have an 8-year growth in the sewer side. Oh, that didn't come out right. It's in the sewer side account. As far as your fund report is concerned, you have a change in fund balance of 6.13% for all of the funds that are maintained or managed, inclusive of the CDs for the water sewer department. Down at the bottom, you'll see the operating fund water sewer balance. The change in the fund is up 5.89%. So you have a beginning balance of fund balance of 6.8 million. You have an ending June 30th, 2025 balance of 7.2 million. And your budgeted balance for your city sales and use tax fund is supposed to be 1.8 million down. And that was necessitating the potential for discussions for the bond or the loan that we were gonna have to have regarding certain percentage of completion of your capital projects. Get to that in a minute. You'll see that's also factored in your budget for 2025. All in, your fund balance would be around 691,000 before taking into consideration any impact for offsetting this with debt. As far as the capital expense is concerned, for June 30th, the amount of capital spend on a $10.8 million budget is 6.06% currently. That is of June 30th, but because these meetings are held real late in July, I just ran the report today, even though it doesn't have the final pay because we do that on the 30th. I don't have pulled in more data from the last 15 days worth of expenditures, but it's only 6.13% through July right now. That should change a little bit, probably peak a little over 7% when we get the numbers in for the last pay that we do, AP run that we do at the end of July. And then as far as the write-offs is concerned, the write-off for May that I shared with you was $3,193 It affected 20 customers, and you see the breakdown of what made up those pass-alongs to the collection agency. But we also have the June numbers now, and I wanted to give you a comparative. The 18 customer accounts that were written off in the month of June was 3,346, and you see sanitation run in the last 2 months has been $1,000. They are aware of that, and we did have a discussion with them at the city council meeting, but that's a 2-month look at what the write-offs have been. We'll know July's numbers on Friday. And as far as the number of shut-offs by month, it was trending down at 109. I think the shut-offs, I believe, was 78 on the actual system side. You did 60 on the actual shut-off side. So the system generated the number at 78, so it is down, it's tracking down, the trend is going lower. As far as your water revenue is concerned, the city sales and use tax water revenue is trending a little bit up from what we saw at the beginning of the year. I just wanted to point out this would be the February of 2025's dip that we saw with the, as I mentioned last time, the rebate program for the sales tax. I have some more information on that I will share with you in a second. This is what generated that concern. The city sales and use tax for the same period dropped 23%, just under 23, and our cumulative for the year dipped dramatically to 12.5%. And that does affect you because that 1% does come your way. So when I looked at those numbers, when we talked about it, I gave you a little bit of a brief understanding that there was a rebate in play, and that rebate amounted to $115,000 in the month of February. I didn't have this data. I did show this or share this actual data with the city council. You'll see in 23 the February amount or the March amounts. These are basically the fiscal year end 12/31 filers that are the larger filers. That number influences February and or March depending on when those returns are prepared and submitted. The August and or sometime in September, that could either be a third quarter submission, but in August you're looking at a June 30th fiscal year end per person that paid sales tax that recouped the amount of rebate greater than the amount collected on $2,500 or more in a single item. City sales and use tax only. We do have the numbers for just today for the month of July. Those 4,000 were running right in about the same level as we were in the last 2 months, 2 years rather, previous for July. And as far as the discussions that I had with the state, we have gained access to what made up that $115,000 and what rebates went to whom. So we actually know a little bit more about what is driving that, what projects are driving that, basically. Now, I can share with you what that report would look like. It is generated for the city's use, but we are still under confidentiality rules as far as public disclosure. We cannot disclose the name of the individual companies or groups that had filed for it, and how we can share with you their NAICS code, so you know who made that up. But we do know that these redacted numbers, these are the actual numbers of the number of entities that filed, mostly at 12/31/2024, which is what we thought. And the big one was for a bridge contractor, and the other one was for a general contractor. So we know, based on who they are and what they do, is that it was related to the road project that's out there, and we were pretty much right on target. A lot of roofing companies involved, in the electrical contractor. These were some of the bigger ones, but the others are routine, so it didn't significantly impact us if it was just them, as far as our cash flow is concerned for a cash basis distribution. So the rebate looked like this as far as the trends are concerned. This was the year 2022. We started picking up a little bit in the rebate side because we started that sidewalk project. We had the sidewalk project in Area 51 going on in 23. And then in 24, the road project kicked off, and we had not only the sidewalk, waning side of the sidewalk, but we had the road project in Area 51 and 25. February was the 12/31 submission, mostly for the road. So now we understand that, we know a little bit more about what's being done. We also have now access to RDOT's numbers for what they billed us, or what they billed, not us, but what they have billed for and what they have yet to bill for. So we know specifically how to factor that in for future budgeting purposes. So, matter of fact, the state was surprised that RDOT even provided that to us, but they did. We now know exactly where they are in their project. And then there's the audit adjustment, and this is negligible. This is when they do audits or look backs over a 3-year period. And they go back and audit the certain entities, and sometimes it nets positive to us and sometimes it nets negative to us. But bottom line is it's less than 1% over the last 4 years. It's negligible. It's not something that we even are right now concerned with. Fort Smith, however, had an issue with their audit. 3-year look back, it was $250,000 take back to them. As far as Greenwood is concerned for that February, when you restate the taxable sales, because we wanted to make sure it wasn't the people not buying things locally, you remove the noise. This cash basis distribution is what we received, and then you adjust back for the rebate to come back to the actual true taxable sale numbers. And you can see if that was restated, we would actually have been up 8% or 7.5%. And the impact would have been an increase of the same. The spending habits and the actual the sentiment among the consumers in the city of Greenwood was fairly positive. It wasn't them that was causing it, and we now understand that. So when you restate June's numbers, it went downward because of the larger amount of rebate that we had in June of 24 versus what we experienced in 25. So it still was a gain. It was 0.63 instead of the 1.69 on a cash basis that we received, comparable to 2024. But this 0.63 is still less than the current amount of inflation. So you're saying if the spending stays stable, you would expect it to at least rise by the amount of inflation because the cost would be still passed on in sales tax to us. Well, slightly below means that sentiment is a little bit waning as far as the June picture was concerned. Even Fort Smith recognized that. But if you look at the bottom number that I have here, this is January through June cumulative with the rebate adjusted out. The 6.72% that we're experiencing on a cash basis would be more like a negative 2.29%. And then that also parlayed to the taxable sales. So the spend is down for the year so far to about a 2.29% degree. And that's basically kind of summarizing what you already heard a little bit about at your last meeting. These are the numbers behind it. So we are looking at next month because next month should be reflective of June's numbers. August's returns to us should have a little bit more of the June 30th rebate submissions. So we're going to experience some impact, and we're anticipating. We'll see how much. Because if I go back to this chart right here, there, you can see we do have 2024 some larger pickups in rebates. And that's it.
Does anyone have any questions for Tom?
I don't have for Tom, I have for a couple of these guys that affect finances. Pete, have you heard anything about the Clearwell tank? Anything? So that was several $1 million that we may not get spent this year unless someone pops up and starts doing construction. And our pay on the bypass, most of that's going to, a big chunk of that's going to be this year, but be a big chunk next year as well, don't you think? You think it'll be most of it this year, Tim?
Remains to be seen. It could be a high percentage of it.
This year? Okay.
Could be.
And your building expansion, that's not real big, but you think that's going to be later this year?
I expect it to bid out very soon, like within weeks, so it'll be advertised.
Advertising.
Within weeks, and as a matter of fact, we'll probably have a bid opening. And it seemed like the council
pump station for Deerwood, that's not gonna, anything happen this year, I don't think, is there? We might wanna hold off on, get it designed, but as far as construction, we might wanna hold off, see everything else falls out. What do you think?
I think we budgeted for it, and we should have the monies.
Wasn't there a 1.8 million red number on there for projects though? On our budget slide, we had a $1.8 million red.
That's for all of your combined for both water and sewer.
All right. So we may have it budgeted, but we don't want to spend everything on that budget.
Well, if
My
we did,
opinion.
we would have had the serious talk by now with the
Yeah.
bond people, because
Right.
you would have been right at, you're gonna need $1.8 million. But we knew that wasn't gonna happen
Happen.
with a historical less than 50%, so.
Okay. This year, we may be the biggest spending year we've ever had this year, though. I mean, or since we did the water tanks, at least, the 2 water tanks, at least since then.
Where our money's coming in though, I mean, some of these things are being offset.
Okay. Okay.
There is money coming in, we are accruing money, I mean, city sales tax and the water, so.
The competitive bidding ordinance says that they shall be opened at the discretion of the commission, that in public. That's all that says.
So, I just need to know what, I can have it open here. It'd probably go faster if we just open it on a weekday
Yeah,
rather than wait a month.
we'll just make sure that we report it to the,
And obviously anyone can be present, I would encourage anyone who has the time to be present to be present.
we'll just make sure that we give the council a rundown.
That's all I had.
Okay. All right, moving right along to our agenda items. The first is wastewater approval of adding wastewater foreman 3 position to the salary matrix. And Tanya is at a class in Springdale, so she could not be here, so she prepared a report for us. I think you did send that to each of the members, right, about the,
It's in the packet.
okay, it's in your packet.
It's after the minutes, it's number 1 at the top, the salary matrix.
So Tanya is asking that we add the category of foreman 3 in the wastewater department. She proposes a salary range of $60,000 to $71,750. It will require a class 3 license and/or any additional license required by the Arkansas Department of Environmental Quality as the Greenwood wastewater system expands. As we know that there will be a point where we will exceed the 10,000 population, and when we do that, we'll have to,
So when our population goes above 10,000, to qualify for that job, that person will have to have a class 4.
and
Outstanding.
that's why she's put that in the,
It applies to the top person, which would be Tanya, I don't think that would.
Well-
Here's a second thought that, I mean, I'm not worried about Tanya doing this, but I was a little concerned before, if we only have one person to class 4 and that person gets hit in the car, remember Dalton got hit one night, or they get mad and quit or whatever, get a better job offer, be nice to have 2, so we're not out there hanging.
It's certainly required, I'm not sure by law.
No, we're not required.
no.
Even if it go over 10,000.
okay. Anyway, that's gonna be in our description, or that's what she proposes in our description. 10 years of wastewater treatment, collection experience, and construction management experience. This position will handle the day-to-day physical operations of the wastewater department under the direction of the wastewater director and be able to perform the duties of wastewater director if the need arises. The position is critical for smooth and optimal functioning of operations within the wastewater department. The wastewater director position has taken over the administrative assistant duty, eliminating that remaining salary from the 2025 budget, and that savings could be used for this position. Generally, what she explained to me is this position will provide continuity between the two sections of the wastewater from the plant to the operations. It's not the correct term, though. We call it distribution for him, but we're not
Collection.
collection. Thank you, collection, yes. And she felt this is necessary to start looking at what we have to do to improve our systems, and that's kind of what she wants to propose. If they have any questions, I'll be glad to try to answer those questions, but if not, you also got the job description. One thing that'll be included is construction supervision. I think that is,
Job description in the packet?
yes.
No, that one's not,
Oh,
only
I'm
the salary matrix, I
okay.
didn't know the job
Okay.
description was.
I'm sorry, she gave that to me. I'll read it to you real quick. Summary is to oversee all aspects of the wastewater department to protect the downstream user by enforcing all rules and regulations prescribed by the Arkansas Department of Environmental Quality, make recommendations as to the direction of the wastewater department may take to maintain and improve quality of service for the citizens of Greenwood, to be on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for all emergencies. Essential duties and responsibilities include the following: to keep up with the new rules, regulations, and training, and make sure testing is done to keep the wastewater treatment plant in compliance as prescribed by the Arkansas Department of Environmental Quality. Assist in planning for future upgrades and improvement of the plant. To maintain all aspects of the wastewater collection system, sewer lines, lift stations, and manholes, and oversee day-to-day operations, including construction management and operation of heavy equipment. To assist in planning for collection lines and lift stations. To make sure inventory is accounted for and tools are maintained in good working order. To be able to analyze problems and conclude proper solutions without supervision. To make sure that all employees are well trained in all of their duties and safety procedures, to help employees obtain additional training and in the pursuit of wastewater licenses. To report to the wastewater director on all jobs being done, new construction, and any other changes within the wastewater department. To review and inspect all new subdivisions, plans, and work being done in the city of Greenwood on the wastewater collection system, responsible for equipment valued at $5 million or more. To perform other duties and special projects as may be assigned by wastewater director and have the ability to perform the duties of wastewater director if the need arises. Supervisory responsibilities. Supervises all employees in the wastewater department, is responsible for the coordination and evaluation of this unit, carries out supervisory responsibilities in accordance with the organization's policies and applicable laws. Responsibilities include training employees, planning, assigning and directing work, appraising performances, addressing complaints, and resolving problems. Qualifications. To perform this job successfully, an individual must be able to perform each essential duty satisfactorily. The requirements listed below are representative of knowledge, skills, and or ability required. Reasonable accommodations may be made to enable individuals with disabilities to perform the essential functions. Education and or experience. Associate's degree or 10 years related experience in wastewater treatment, collection, and Class 3 wastewater license or equivalent combination of education and experience. Computer skills. Language and communication skills. Ability to read, analyze, and interpret complex documents. Ability to respond effectively to most sensitive inquiries or complaints. Ability to write reports and procedures manuals. Ability to effectively present information and respond to questions from groups of managers, clients, customers, and general public. Mathematical skills. Ability to work with mathematical concepts such as probability and applied geometry. Ability to apply concepts such as fractions, percentages, ratios, and proportions to practical situations. Reasoning ability. Ability to apply principles of logical or scientific thinking to a wide range of intellectual and practical problems. ability to deal with nonverbal symbolism, formulas, scientific equations, graphs, etc. in its most difficult phases, ability to deal with a variety of abstract and concrete variables. Certificates, license, and registration, Class 3 wastewater operator's license, and any additional license which may be required by the Arkansas Department of Environmental Quality as system expands. Maintain hours as required for Class 3 license and/or future licenses. Valid driver's license. Physical demands. The physical demands described here are representative of those that must be met by an employee to successfully perform the essential functions of this job. Reasonable accommodations may be made to enable the individuals with disabilities to perform the essential functions. While performing the duties of this job, the employee is regularly required to talk or hear. The employee frequently is required to stand, walk, use hands to finger, handle or feel, and reach with hands and arms. The employee is occasionally required to sit, climb, or balance, stoop, kneel, crouch, or crawl, and taste or smell. The employee must regularly lift and or move up to 10 pounds, frequently lift and or move up to 25 pounds, and occasionally lift and or move more than 100 pounds. Specific vision abilities required by this job include close vision, distance vision, color vision, peripheral vision, depth perception, and ability to adjust focus. Corrective lenses are acceptable. Work environment. The work environment characteristics described here are representative of those an employee encounters while performing the essential functions of this job. Reasonable accommodations may be made to enable individuals with disabilities to perform the essential functions. While performing the duties of this job, the employee is regularly exposed to outside weather conditions. The employee is frequently exposed to moving mechanical parts. The employee is regularly exposed to wet and or humid conditions, high precarious places, fumes or airborne particles, toxic or caustic chemicals, extreme cold, extreme heat, risk of electrical shock, and in this work environment is usually loud. I believe that is it. Any questions? I'll definitely try to help you on this, but not. What?
Do we need a rule on this?
Yeah, we need.
So I'll make a motion to send resolution number 125 with the addition of wastewater operator maintenance foreman 3 to the city council for approval.
I second.
Okay, we have a first and a second to this, to add this to,
Send the resolution
Send it, yes.
as presented to the
Yes.
council for adoption.
yes, please. Thank you.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Martin?
Yep.
Mr. Southclark?
Yes.
And Mr. Bailey?
Yes.
Unanimous.
Okay. That passes, we will present it to the council for their approval. All right, moving right along, water distribution easement discussion. I believe, Tim, that's yours?
Yeah, I think so. I talked about it. We've got a number of easements. Again, we've got contractors here working, and there are multiple things going on. The Buy American products, some of them are not available. So they're trying to do what they can do, which is jacking bores. There's three major ones crossing the roads.
said there was 3 bore sites. One's the lady who's got the big hole in her yard. One's Pink Bud. I got that one today. Verbal approval to start while we're waiting on the corrected easement. What's the third one? You know?
There's one on, actually, there may be more than 3.
Okay.
There's a number of small, directional boring, which is different than a jack and bore where you have a bore pit.
Okay.
There's 3 major ones. One is on Fowler and Ken Highway. The other is, at Pink Bud.
I got that one today. We got verbal to
And
do that
there's
one.
just up from Pink Bud, in between Dawson and, no, it's not Dawson. It's maybe Dogwood.
Dogwood's the one that runs, yeah.
Yeah, there's a board there, so those are the 3. So,
You want me to work the Dogwood one tomorrow?
I've got.
You already got that one, you
Take
think?
care of it.
Okay.
The lady's coming in tomorrow,
Okay.
I think that one's gonna work it out. No, there's two easements there, because there's also a water line, there's also a bore pit, but, any rate, so, what I did on the one asking for $12,000, I backed the, water line project up out of the state right away. I had Jeremy look at it, and said, work, the state highway will allow you to get in the right of way, but they're very restrictive. They give you a specific place, and it may be the back 5 feet of the right of way. Or in some cases, if it's a fire hydrant, maybe the back foot of the right of way. And the negatives are, if they ever widen the street, you have to pay, have your line moved. That's why we get 50%. Because we've done our best to keep water lines out of the state right of way. So that's the negative. On the other hand, the chance of that widening, because it's being widened right now, and all our lifetimes pretty small, but nonetheless, so that's my recommendation, that's how I'm pursuing it. The state has to bless it, but Jeremy thinks it will, and it'll be okay. I think we cannot let people overcharge us, unreasonable amounts. $1,200, you know, is kind of a, some will work more than 1,200, some will probably work less. It's a number based off of, some potential costs. It could be $4,000 and $5,000 in attorney fees, you know, if we do have to do eminent domain, it could be, and then whatever gets arbitrated out of it. So that's kind of what we're doing. We're having some success. It made some things happen just like that, and time is money right now. So, any questions?
Are these permanent or temporary easements?
There's a 10-foot temporary easement attached to a 15-foot easement.
Yeah.
But it's permanent easement.
So you already have a permanent easement there?
No.
No.
We had one, but now we're having to push out of it because the state has.
Widen the road.
And they are compensating us, a percentage, you know, for that, because where we were out of the state right of way, in cases where we were in the state right of way, we don't get compensated, that's on our dime. And this particular place I'm talking about, it's a small segment, and also we're doing, at Pink Bud, there was a little area, very small area, little triangular area. And what we were doing is we were going down their driveway, tearing their driveway, zigzagging back, following the zigzagging state right of way. So we chose to straighten it out and get the state right of way. If we ever had to move it, it's a very small segment. That makes sense. That's a no-brainer.
And we were gonna have to tear the heck out of their parking lot if we did it.
And disrupt their business.
Yeah.
It's one way in, one way out.
So it's on you to get an easement after the fact?
This is not the best way to run a railroad. This is the way we're doing it.
There is nobody else to do it.
Well, I'm saying, the state's building the highway, now you're being in charge, you're being empowered to get a new easement, these people can now hold a gun to your head and put us in that position, right? But the state doesn't offset any of that, or doesn't care?
The state sees that as part of land and water line, getting your own easements. That's your job. That's your that's the city's responsibility. And it's one of the many hats I wear, and it's one of the things I loathe in life the most.
I'd call John to help Tim a little bit, cause he was beginning to get kinda bogged down, and
Yeah,
John
it's-
jumped in and helped.
Your called everything from a cheat to a liar, to you name it, and I've had it, and you know, I'm out trying to, this is something for the community. I mean, I don't get a commission off of this. And in reality, people should get something. Should they get 10 times what it's worth? No. How do you determine the worth? There is a formula, and if you get 6 different people to do it, they'll probably find 6 different answers. But it's figured by the square feet, the value of the property, and then it's a percentage of the value of the property. Because you're not doing an acquisition, you're just having the right to go in there and make sure water line. And that's the other negative about being on the state right away. You have to do a permit, you have to call them and say, hey, I got a water leak in your right of way. I'm gonna be fixing it. And they want you to do a big, long diagram of all you did, and that's okay, I've done it, been there. So I think, I'm hopeful that this is gonna be the remedy for this one. And, the bad thing is, we've got many more to come. Some, for the most part, I think we're gonna be okay. There may be another person comes out and wants $50,000. I don't know. But we'll find all that, because it's not, we shouldn't overpay. We can't be, as a can literally being, I don't wanna use the word robbed, but cheated.
Did you say that, we have like about 38, is that correct?
23, isn't it?
23, 25.
Oh,
Some of
okay.
them- Some of them are our properties, we don't require an easement on.
Okay.
One, and John's been super helpful, and I appreciate, I'll take any help I can get. He knows some of the people, and nothing else, it just eliminates that difficult conversation. How many hours you think you spent with Roger Corbin, and talking and chasing him down, and how many
4.
visits? Yeah, that's one person. So, you go back and forth, and then I had one.
And Roger's been very cooperative. This is not, but he, you know, you're potentially tearing up his parking lot, which we got that corrected. I started that before I talked to Roger. I said, this is messed up. I'd have a fit if I was them. And so we got that started without even talking to him. I told him and it's going fine.
We're not set up really to deal with this, to value, I'm not a qualified appraiser, you know, that's not what I know. I think the fire hydrant in, and put on which roof you want it up there, but I feel like I'm good at negotiating, I'm good at explaining things to people, but common sense doesn't necessarily win the day in these cases, so.
Tim, would it make you feel any better if the commission like voted on the price that we're asking, or
Well,
do you not like that?
the only thing is, I just hate to lock in, what if someone wanted $12.50, you know, I mean.
Well,
I don't know that it's a one-stop shop. I mean, if you've got 1,000 feet of somebody's front yard and 100 feet of the other, and we're getting paid the same, I mean, that doesn't make sense to me. So
It doesn't make
why
sense.
not just pull up the land appraisal it's sitting there in the computer, right? Pull it up and you can do the math and get $1 per square foot, and then offer that person that $1 per square foot.
Well,
I mean,
And that dollar per square foot is not three-dimensional. This lady's got a hole in her yard, it looks like, it goes up as close to her house. And so, what you're saying makes sense, but and then she works nights and she's sleeping days, and they're out there jackhammering all day long. She's got a son that's got autism. So, they are different. I will say this, so.
That lady has been very reasonable in the circumstances.
Without a doubt, in a perfect world, but we only have 1 or 2 kind of long ones, and really 1 long one. And we've already whittled 1,500 feet off by going out and exploring and actually potholing and finding the line. We've whittled this way down. We probably whittled $100,000 off this project. But most of them are lots, house lots, and might be from here to the front door or a little further. And so
And I've given some people $1,200, and I'm scared if they find out we gave someone more without a very good reason, I've got a personal problem. So I'd really not want to start going above 1,200 if we can help it.
My personal opinion is, and Dr. Birch's property is the one I whittled a lot of footage on, a whole lot. They may want more than 1,200, and they do have a longer run, but they've also already got a pipe there, and we're not taking anything from you. There's already a pipe there, we're just moving it back some. So, there are a lot of ways to look at this, and I'll do it however y'all wanna do it. It's very challenging, it's very, if this was just, there's a lot going on in treatment and distribution right now, and I'm just trying to keep this project moving. I think, this is my feeling, if you don't like 1,200, we'll do eminent domain and arbitrate it, and if the arbitrator says you get 12,000, you get 12,000. That's my feeling. Those are our choices, or to move to the state right away when it makes sense. Those are our choices. Sometimes it doesn't make sense, sometimes you can't, sometimes it does. And that's what we've done in 2 cases. Not, the one case was because it made sense and we're still paying them, but also, say Pink Butt, they had 2 names on 2 different, it was really one, but they were, one's over here, one's over here. So they're getting $1 for this one, and they're getting 1,200 for
Yeah.
this one, because we'll call that all one.
They had different, slightly different names on the legal on the deeds, so we had to do 2 of them.
Almost for the hassle and the disruption of these people's lives and all that, it's almost worth that. So I don't know. I can tell you that it's made a few of them go like that. It's not gonna make all of them go like that. So one still wants $12,000, and I can tell you that $12,000 is completely unreasonable. And how they got the 12,000 is the state paid them 45,000, and they decided that 25% of that would be fair. And there's a huge difference in a right of way and an easement. And then, the state has paid some big numbers to people, surprisingly, much, much more than that. And it's a real tough act to follow, to go back behind it and say, oh, we're giving you $1. It's tough. So I'll do whatever y'all tell me, but we've already made those offers and signed some of them. So I think it would be prudent for us to continue following. On the big scheme of it, on a $3 million project, it ain't much money. 20,000, 100,000, something like that, I'm not getting it. But we do have again, but it's, well, the price of this project, and we're gonna have some cost savings. We're taking some pipe out, and we're also putting some more directional boring in. And so I probably put off 100,000, I probably added 50,000 over here, but we're gonna have some cost savings, so I think we'll be all right. But yeah.
One of the reasons that I wanted the commission to hear it is because they are in charge of the property and the assets of wastewater. I just wanted them to be.
I agree,
I don't wanna bog you down now.
I
One man.
agree, personally, I don't think it's overpaying. There are a few cases that it could be, of course, you lose a little piece, you make it full and forward. So, yeah, this is my feeling. So I'll do whatever y'all want me to do.
So is everyone okay with proceeding at this point? And if Tim thinks that there's one that's unreasonable or whatever, that he brings it back to us or takes it on to the attorney to handle.
Yeah, I'd be in favor of just staying with the 1,200, and if you get somebody that's unreasonable, then we deal with that then.
Do you want me to bring some of them back? What,
I'll take it straight to the attorney.
attorney?
Yeah,
Well,
attorney.
that's what we're gonna,
It's gonna go
now,
down.
if they want 1,250 instead of 1,200, then that doesn't really make sense to, but,
That's probably not gonna happen, I just threw that out there, that's why I hate the law.
no, sure, but,
And if I can, I'm gonna ask for free, we'll say, hey, we'd love for you to donate it, that situation could happen. I'm curious to see how one of them is the parks over here, one of them's First National Bank. First National Bank gave us an easement when we did Tractor Supply, they
Historical
Historical
Society.
Society.
Historical Society. I'm curious to see how that's gonna come out, because I think Greenwood has probably donated things to them and acquired things for them.
Ed just wanted to go to his board, but he was very agreeable. He's gonna support us 100%. He just wanted to go to his board, which I understand.
That makes sense. I'm curious because we donated, we put a water line in for them, the one for that log cabin, you know.
And I hope that the people that didn't give us even realize that it's their responsibility to get the water to their property. So therefore, they have to pay for the tap out there if they ever want to tap into it. That wasn't real bright in my opinion, but whatever.
We've done a few things like in kind, you know, when I started out on this James Fork project, you know, I told the lady we'll put some gravel in your driveway, try and do some in-kind things, and she had a tree in her yard that was laid down, but the electric company cut down, and I said, we'll haul it off for you, things like that. And sometimes that makes people happy, and sometimes, I called this one lady today, she was out of town, and it's key, I mean, it's right there at that board, it's the other side, it's on Fowler and Ken. And she said, well, I don't know anything about it, whatever you think's right. You know, I'm okay with it, and I said, well, I mean, I want you to success, it made some things happen just like that, and time is money, right? 1%, so, make it 0.01% of people that are like that. There's a 10-foot temporary
Well,
easement.
overall, they have to understand it's improving them.
That's permanent easement. To me, it's.
So you already have a permanent easement there?
Yeah.
No.
We had one, but now we're having to push out.
For someone who's paid $40,000 for a water line, Line the you know road. how tootin' it is.
And they are compensating us, a percentage, you know, for that, because where we were out of the state right of way, in cases where we were in the state right of way, we don't get compensated, that's one of them. And this particular place I'm talking about, it's a small segment, and also we're doing, the peanut butter, it was a little area, very small
Do
area.
you want to,
Triangular area.
are we all in agreement
What
then?
we were
Just to go
doing, we
ahead?
were going down their driveway, tearing their driveway, zigzagging back, following the zigzagging state right of way. So we chose to straighten it out and get the state right of way.
I would like to add one thing I forgot to add to the
Yeah,
agenda.
we were gonna have to
Wanted
tear the
announce
heck out of their parking
Council
lot if we
did
did
approve
that.
Tom
And
Ransom
disrupt their.
as our,
One way in, one way out.
So it's on you to get an easement
Alternate.
after the fact?
if we get words tonight.
This is not the best way to run a railroad. This is the way we're doing it.
It's on,
I
it's,
said, okay, so
there's
you're
nobody
it
else
then,
to do it.
Tom.
I'm saying, the state's
All right.
building the highway.
Moving right
now
along,
you're
let's go with the department.
being in charge,
reports.
you're being empowered to get a new easement, these people can now hold a gun to your head and put us in that position, right? But the state doesn't offset any of that or doesn't care?
Situation, the state sees that as part of land and water line, that's your job, that's your responsibility, that's a city responsibility. And it's one of the many hats I wear, it's one of the things I loathe the most.
I'd call John to help Tim a little bit, cause he was beginning to get kinda bogged down, and John jumped in and helped.
You're called everything from a chief, CCR, fire, to remander, and I've had it, and, you know, I'm out trying to, this is something for the community. I mean, I don't get commission on this. And in reality, people should get something. Should they get 10 times what it's worth? No. How do you determine the worth? There is a formula, so.
Thank both of y'all.
Different people, we got that done, 6 different answers. It's figured by the square feet and the value of the property, and then it's a percentage of the value of the property. Because you're not doing an acquisition, you're just having the right to go in there and making sure. And that's the other negative about being on the state right away. You have to go to committee, you have to call them, and say, hey, I got a water leak, in your right away. We're gonna be fixing it, and they want you to do a big, long
you say that, we have like about 38, is that correct?
23, isn't it?
23,
Oh,
some of
okay.
them, some of them are our properties, we don't require an easement on.
Okay.
One, and John's been super helpful, and I appreciate taking his help like that. He knows some of the people, and nothing else, it just eliminates that difficult conversation. How many hours do you think you spend in Roger Court and talking and chasing them down? And how many?
4.
Yeah, that's one person. So, you go back and forth, back and forth. And then I have one.
And Roger's been very cooperative. This is not, but he, you're potentially tearing up his parking lot, which we got that corrected. I started that even before I talked to Roger. I said, this is messed up. I'd have a fit if I was them. And so we got that started without even talking to him. I told him and it's going fine.
We're not set up.
Does it normally take that long to get the results?
We don't, I'm not a qualified appraiser, that's not what I know. I think the fire hydrant.
Has it been sitting in the state for a while?
I think that has, but.
Yeah, so I think it's been sitting in the state for a while, be my guess.
Explain to big people, common sense doesn't necessarily win the day.
Tim, would it make you feel any better if the commission like voted on the price that we're asking, or do you not like that?
The only thing is, I just hate to lost hand, hope someone will above it,
Well,
I don't know that it's a one-stop shop. I mean, if you've got 1,000 feet of somebody's front yard and 100 feet of the other, and we're getting paid the same, I mean, that doesn't make sense to me. So why not just pull up the land appraisal is it's sitting there in the computer, right? Pull it up and you can do the math and get $1 per square foot, and then offer that person that $1 per square foot. I mean,
and that dollar per square foot is not three-dimensional. This lady's got a hole in her yard, it goes up as close to her house, and so what you're saying makes sense, but and then she works nights and she's sleeping days and they're out there jackhammering all day long, she's got son's got autism, so they are different. I will say this, so.
That lady has been very reasonable in the circumstances.
Without a doubt.
You can believe they hit our sewer line 2 years ago. We never got any satisfaction out of that.
One or two kind of laws, and really one law. And we've already whittled 1,500 feet by going out and exploring and actually potholing and finding down. We've whittled this way down, we probably whittled $100,000 project. But most of them are, lots, house lots, maybe from I don't know, or a little further. And so, one-stop shop kind of almost applies. And then the footage of pie, when you can say, hey, here's what we'll give, that's what we'll give this guy, that's what we'll give this guy, here it is. And then if they want something else, then I bring it back to you guys, and we reward. Of course, that's a meeting,
Yeah. And I've given some people $1,200, and I'm scared if they find out we gave someone more without a very good reason, I've got a personal problem. So I'd really not want to start going above 1,200 if we can help it.
My personal opinion is, and Dr. Birch's property is the one I whittled a lot, footage, actually, a whole lot. They may want more than 1,200, and they do have a longer run, but they've also already got a pipe there, and we're not taking anything from them. There's already a pipe there, we're just moving it back some. So, there are a lot of ways to look at this, and I'll do it however y'all wanna do it. It's very challenging, it's very, and I know, this was just, there's a lot going on in the treatment and distribution right now. And I'm just trying to keep this project moving. I think, this is my feeling. If you don't like 1,200, we'll do eminent domain and arbitrate it. And if the arbitrator says you get 12,000, you get 12,000. That's my feeling. Those are our choices. Or move to the state right away when it makes sense. Those are our choices. Sometimes it doesn't make sense, sometimes you can, sometimes it does. And that's what we've done in 2 cases. Not, the one case was because it made sense and we're still paying, but also, say Pink Butt, they had 2 names on 2 different council. It was really one, but they were, one's on
The
here,
change.
They had different slightly different names on the legal on the deeds, so we had to do two of them.
For the hassle and the disruption of these people's lives and all that, it makes all this work that, so I don't know. I can tell you that it's made a few of them go like that. It's not gonna make all of them. One still wants $12,000, and I can tell you that $12,000 do it. And how they got the 12,000 is, the state paid them 45,000, and they took, decided on 25% of that would be fair. And, you know, there's huge difference my way and then and then specialty. I mean, the state has paid some big numbers to people, much more than that.
You have a water plant superintendent in there, and wastewater does not have water plant superintendent.
That's why we should, that's why maybe we can't always mirror it. Well, whenever you come to us with your suggestions and what you want for the next budget year, you can address that.
I agree, I was just curious, but we're gonna have some cost savings. We're taking some time out, and we're also putting some more directional going in. And so I probably put them off $100,000, probably add 50,000 here. We're gonna have some cost savings there. Yeah.
One of the reasons that I wanted the commission to hear it is because they are in charge of the property and the assets of water, wastewater. I just wanted them to be.
I agree, I mean,
I don't wanna bog you down now. One man.
first, I don't think it's a little pain or a few cases, but it could be, because there's a little piece of
So is everyone okay with proceeding at this point? And if Tim thinks that there's one that's unreasonable or whatever, that he brings it back to us or takes it on to the attorney to handle.
Yeah, I'd be in favor of just staying with the 1,200, and if you get somebody that's unreasonable, then we deal with that then.
Do you want me to bring some of them back? What,
Take it straight to the attorney.
attorney?
Yeah, attorney.
That's what we're gonna, I mean,
It's gotta go
now,
down.
if they want 1,250 instead of 1,200, then I mean, that doesn't really make sense to, but. No, sure, but.
I'm gonna ask for free, and I'm gonna say, hey, we'd love for you to donate it. That situation I have, I'm curious to see how one of them is the parks. One of them's First National Bank. First National Bank gave us the agency when we did Tractor Supply, they own that little lot out there. And I had to go to the big bank, and I talked to a guy who actually came, who was their man, he wasn't a bank owner, but you thought he was. And he had a little pet peeve again, because he had some dealings on a subdivision that was built, that they had to repossess, and first thing he said, is there any money on this? I said, well, sir, we'd like to help you, but he asked, you know, so I'm curious, and then we've got the, what is it, what group is that?
Historical Society.
Historical Society. I'm curious to see how that's gonna come out, because I think Greenwood has probably donated things to them, and acquired things to them.
He just wanted to go to his board, but he was very agreeable. He's gonna support us 100%. He just wanted to go to his board, which I,
Right, Tanya didn't leave any other additions for the wastewater. She's taking a class that has to do with industrial regulations and treatments. So she'll be gone probably, I think she comes back Wednesday. All right, Mayor, you're not on the department head here, but do you have anything you would like to address or any reports that you need to? They sure are making progress, aren't they?
Although they tacked on 10 months,
Well,
but we'll be okay.
there you go. I think they'd rather be early than late, according to everything. All right, anyone else have any other things that they would like to address with the? If not, then I will entertain a motion that we adjourn.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion and a second.
No objections? We're done.